Hello everyone, this is the Inquisitor, and today I'm going to be collecting and ranking every single new Hypercharge in Brawl Stars. And when I mean new Hypercharge, I mean the 6 Hypercharges that came out with the Angel and Demon update, and they're going to be with us for the 2 months, of course. Now, I actually have experience with a lot of these Hypercharges. I played a lot with them. It's because 3 of them I got from drops, star drops, and other stuff, while the other 3 we're gonna lock today. But I did see every single Hypercharge and have a pretty good idea of what to rank. So I'm gonna be ranking all Hypercharges as well as unlocking and basically helping you guys know whether or not you should buy Hypercharge. So let's start right away. The worst Hypercharge, and this is easy. This Hypercharge is absolutely terrible, and that is Otis Hypercharge. Otis Hypercharge, Silent Stunner. In other words, the worst Hypercharge in the game. Now, this might not be the worst Hypercharge in the game, but it basically is. This Hypercharge is so bad that you should never ever get it unless Otis is your favorite brawler. But that doesn't apply to anyone, so never get it. So, what is this Hypercharge do? It basically makes it so the super now stuns for 1.5 seconds on impact. So the super, Otis super, basically what it does now is that it silences it silences the person who gets hit by it for 3 seconds. Meaning for 3 seconds they cannot attack or use like any abilities. This does not take away from the 3 seconds. This just makes it so the first 1.5 seconds is stun, then there's 3 seconds of silence after. Now why is this terrible? Absolutely terrible. Because if you silence them and you do not kill them, then this Hypercharge is useless. Like, why do you need to stun when they're already dead? You already killing them. Okay, I have to show this in action. So we're gonna play the hot zone. I want to show you. This is just so bad. This is a travesty to the world of Hypercharges. You charge this Hypercharge, then you hit them with the Hypercharge, and guess what happens? You will kill them either way. Like, you get a guaranteed kill, yes, but you already got a guaranteed kill. So we're gonna try this. This is a pretty good matchup where we get a lot of close range brawler, and we can use I really like Otis, so this is pretty good. This is a Hypercharge I didn't need to unlock because I got it for free. So basically, we charge him. Now it's a pretty quick Hypercharge in a way, because Otis I think is one of the easier brawlers to get hits with. As you see, I hit all those, and we already got almost our way there. So we're almost all ready to the Hypercharge, which is very good. We're gonna do this. We're gonna get there. We're 1 hit away from a Hypercharge. Okay, we're gonna die, but it's okay. We have a Hypercharge. So with this Hypercharge, what we can effectively do is now stun them instead of just regular silence. So we're gonna try to use it. Act good. So here, Hypercharge. There we go. Stun. He's dead. And I mean. Okay, here's my question now. If I didn't have the Hypercharge, would I still kill him? The answer is completely yes. Now this is why this Hypercharge is bad. It's completely redundant, because the silence for 3 seconds is already basically a stun, and no one needs a 4-second stun. If you need a 4-second stun to kill a brawler, then there's a problem. There's a right there. That Hypercharge is not gonna fix your problem. So look, we stun him, and look, he just died. If we had the Hypercharge, we would kill him, yes. But we killed him without it, and I feel like this Hypercharge just doesn't have a reason to exist, which is a shame, because I really like Otis. Otis is pretty good. I think he's good. I do think if you really like Otis, you should get the Hypercharge, but you get the Hypercharge for the stats, not for the effect. The effect is really bad. But we showcased it very well there, and I think you can see why it's not good. Now we did win. Otis is still a fine brawler. Like, I'm not saying don't play Otis, but this Hypercharge, oh my god, it's very sad. Now, of course, from now on, it'll be a huge step up from the Hypercharge level. This Hypercharge is actually really bad. It's almost as bad as the Brock one used to be. Like, this one's terrible. If you watch that video for that Hypercharge, you can tell. And then we're gonna move to the next Hypercharge. Now, this one, from now on, I think the Hypercharges are pretty close to each other. Like, the next 3 are very close to each other. Like, they all are pretty decent, but they're not like crazy good. And the bottom one for me is 8-bit Hypercharge. Now 8-bit Hypercharge is aimbot, and basically makes it so 8-bit's turret will also shoot now. It has a laser that shoots nearby enemies, and it can do 230 damage per shot. and it shoots extremely fast, like Jesse's turn. So we're gonna get it, and I think it's very good to give him a really big speed boost because his speed is absolutely terrible. So we're gonna buy it with the 5,000 coins. There we go. We get aimbot, 8-bit hypercharge. So I'm not a huge fan of 8-bit personally, but I do think I'm very excited to try him out. So we're gonna use the speed gear for this one. We're gonna use the boosted booster just to showcase, and this is very good. So why is this hypercharge? I don't think it's that good. We'll see it in action, but here's the problem. 8-bit's turn, you will always tend to place like behind walls, and this turn shoots in straight lines, and it's like you're not gonna hit anyone if you shoot behind wall. Now this map is very open. Please, hopefully this code plays. This map is very open, so we will gain value from the hypercharge. But also another thing, 8-bit is not very good with a hypercharge in general. Because 8-bit is so slow, hypercharges favor being hyper aggressive because it gives a big burst of power, like just without the effect at all. And 8-bit just doesn't have this power, so we got a kill there. We can use the super here, teleport, and then help out on this side. We got a kill there. We didn't get a kill, but we're pretty close to hypercharge, so that's great. And there is one huge benefit to the 8-bit hypercharge teleport. And we're gonna equip it right now and put it over here. And I see now we get a turn that shoots, and I see it's like it's already dead. Oh, it's already dead, and it did 2 damage. And like you can just see it yourself. This hypercharge, the problem with it is that if you put the turn to be aggressive, if you actually get hit with the turn, it does absolutely nothing. If you put it to be safe, it also does absolutely nothing. Okay, let's see if we can get some more. Maybe we can cycle to another hypercharge. If then, oh no, I'm gonna die. No, I'm gonna die. My aim. We might lose this game. Let's see if we can get another hypercharge though. That's all that matters. So we're gonna get okay, hypercharge over here now to defend the zone. And look, we get our turn. It's okay, but look, it's not that great. It has good range, right? Let's look at this penny. It took what? 1,000 damage? 200 damage? Like, it did something, right? The Otis does nothing. This does something. It just does so little that I don't think it's good at all. Oh my god, we only need 5% to win the game. We got 2 hypercharges that game. That's crazy. His hypercharge loads pretty fast right now, like in general. So we should win. No, we just need 1 step on the zone and we win the game. But we should win. Yes, there we go. So I think that was a very good showcase. We used it twice. We did a lot of damage with it. And I see, look at that turn right there. Good damage, but it does nothing. It is 230 damage. It's just not that great. And that's the problem with this hyper. It looks so cool. It's very fun. It's one of the coolest hypercharges they made. Like, it's one of the hypercharges that actually changes the super quite a bit. Like, it's very cool. But, I mean, it's just so underwhelming. If they buff it, I would just increase the damage. I think it needs to do more damage. But if you're a fan of 8-bit, use it, buy it. But this is one I hope you get from like star drops, and not from buying it, because it's not that great. So next one we have up. Now this is gonna be my hottest take on this video, because a lot of people think this is very cool, very good, and it is very cool. But I don't think it's not that broken, and it's Ruffs Hypercharge. Now Ruffs Hypercharge is very unique, because here's what it does. This is the most unique hypercharge in the game, so it's the goodest boy, and basically makes it so that the super does 25% extra more damage. Useless effect. But here's the important thing: the power up that he drops, if a brawler with a hypercharge picks it up, they'll instantly charge their hypercharge. Now this does not charge your super, only the hypercharge, so they still need to charge the super to do it. Now the problem, let's look at the problems with hypercharge. Effectively, you have a brawler who has no hypercharge, but the hypercharge is to give another brawler a second hypercharge, right? That's a hypercharge. It's a mimic hypercharge that it can do any other brawler's hypercharge. The problem is that this does not have that effect. It gives that brawler the effect. Meaning, you need to be a coordinated team to use this. Meaning, if you play with randoms, this is the worst hypercharge in the game. But, and this is a big but, if you play with people who you're very close to, like you know the gameplay, this is very good. And this is gonna be one of the hardest to use. Luckily, every brawler in the game basically has a hypercharge. Like so many have a hypercharge, but we're gonna try to use it. I'm okay at Ruffs. I'm not the biggest fan of Ruffs. We're gonna use the increased damage, air superiority, so that we can combo with the hypercharge and maybe get like a crazy kill. But this hypercharge is just so weird. I really like it. I think it's very cool that it gives another brawler hypercharge. But problem is, it's really good if you pair it with a brawler who has already a broken hypercharge. But in itself, it's not that broken. And let's look at the brawlers. Do we have a single hypercharge in this lobby? Let's see. Yes, this Jessie. So our goal is to basically throw this hypercharge on the Jessie so she gets 2 hypercharges pretty fast. So let me use a artillery support. And we got 1 hit there. Now the problem, Jessie. The problem with hypercharge, look, it's gonna be pretty hard to charge it. Ruffs is just simply not that great in my opinion. Right now, he just also is a forgetful brawler. I like that it's gonna be hard to charge it up. I don't even know if we'll be able to charge it up this whole match. This is just one of. Okay, we got a third of the way. If we can hold out now, we might actually. So I'm gonna give myself a buff right now to see if we can charge it faster. We got a good kill right there. We got a good kill right there. Stay in the zone. I do want to charge my hypercharge, so I don't really care about winning. Okay, we're very close to the hypercharge. We're dead. We only need 1 hit. Now this Jessie has a hypercharge, so I hope she uses the hypercharge. But there we go, she used the hypercharge. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna charge the hypercharge. We're gonna pass it on to Jessie to pick it up. Now hopefully Jessie picks it up. And this is exactly what I mean. We got 0 value from the hypercharge because Jessie did not pick it up. Instead, Nita, who did not use her brain and saw that I gave a hypercharge power up, did not pick it up. Like this is exactly what I mean. Like if I was playing in a team, Jessie would pick up the hypercharge and be like, oh yeah, look, I got my 2nd hypercharge super, but we're not. So this is a very weird one. I do think it's really good. Like, I think we won that, but not because of the hypercharge. It's a very good hypercharge if you're playing in a team. So unless you have like a really good friend, don't get this one. If you like Ruffs, you should get it. But if you like Ruffs, you're probably already playing in a team because he's a pretty bad solo brawler. So yes, very fun one. One of the coolest. This is the one that has the highest potential. This could be the best hypercharge in this video, but I'm mostly accounting for people who play with randoms, not people who play in teams. Okay, so next we're moving on. And for the 3rd hypercharge, this is the hypercharge I use the most because I already locked it. Darryl's hypercharge. I really like this one a lot, but we have to explain it. Barrel of bullets. While doing the super, he will shoot his shotguns around him, and each shot does 600 damage. So basically he gets shooting shots around him, and since he gets 2 supers now, you can chain a lot of supers back to back. Also, this is visually one of the coolest hypercharges. I really like this, very good. This is the first hypercharge I will recommend buying if you like the brawler. If you like Darryl, if you even not like Darryl, if you just think he's a good brawler, get this hypercharge, buy it, because it's very good. But the reason why it's very good, now this is important. The effect of the hypercharge is not that great. It's pretty mediocre at best. It's because Darryl really benefits from having a hypercharge. Tanks are in general so much better with hypercharges than not tanks. And luckily we have a Kenji and an Edgar in this lobby, so we can hopefully charge. Now this hypercharge also charges automatically over time. So this is another hypercharge that you're basically guaranteed to get once a game. So I don't think the gadget for the supercharge gadget works. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna roll into this Edgar, roll again, and we got a kill there, I see that was a pretty pro move right there. Really pro. I should make a video on Darryl. How to play Darryl like a pro. But we're gonna, let's see. Okay, if we can get this hypercharge, we can showcase it all. Okay, we need to help our teammates. Okay. So, okay, so here's how we're gonna let's see if we can get Edgar in here too. So no, we're gonna do this. Super forward, super back. We got a lot of damage, and then we got some value. We got that kill on the Kenji. Now, unfortunately, these players just kind of gave up. They're not really playing the game. Like, we just destroyed them. But we did get good value. Like, we did a lot of damage on the safe. And we did showcase this off. I will just quickly throw it in the training cave just to show you what impact it can do. It's good. It's good hypercharge. It's not blowing anyone's mind. So basically, you activate the hypercharge. You roll forward. You shoot shots around you, and I see you do some shots. It's not really for the super effect. It's mostly a chaotic hypercharge, so people get distracted. Then you can kill them with Darryl, because Darryl's amazing. One of the best brawlers in the game, especially with the hypercharge. So now we get to top 3. This third one I would say could be much lower, but I think it's very fun. I really like it, and it's Penny's hypercharge. Penny's hypercharge is New Lobber, one of the worst hypercharge names in my opinion. A Penny deploys a bigger cannon that shoots 2 cannonballs instead of 1. So very simple. I think it's very self-explanatory. Oh, who is one shot annoying enough? Let's shoot 2. Now there's a few caveats to this. It shoots 2, but it shoots them basically back to back. So it's basically shooting 1, but it does double damage. Basically, like there's not much difference like spread between the attacks. So I do think this hypercharge has some limitation. Now, the reason why I like it so much is because Penny's turn stays alive for a long time. And this hypercharge stays alive for a long time as well. And oh my god, we got a meteoric fame spike in this lobby. So hopefully we can do good. Great value right there. Oh look, we already got our super. So we're gonna equip the super immediately to see if we can farm. Look at that. Look how close we already are to the hypercharge. But I really like Penny. Penny's a brawler I really like a lot. I play with a lot. Okay, we got the hypercharge. So look what we're gonna do. We're gonna replace our super with the hypercharge super, and as you see, 2 shots. Boom, boom, insta kill. Look at this. People call this hypercharge bad. Boom, boom, hit, 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 hit. Do insane damage. Boom, boom. Like, I like it. It's just so cool. I like seeing 200. Now they have to actively go and kill it. Look at that. Look at that. It's just defending itself. Oh my god. This hypercharge is ridiculous. Like, this might be one of the best value hypercharge. Like, it doesn't do like ridiculous crazy things, but it stays alive for a long time, and it's just so annoying. Like, I don't even need to exist, and we basically have a 3rd brawler. Look at that. Just so much spread and damage. And look, they killed it. Okay. Guess how close I am to my next hypercharge. Anyway, we got great value from that. Again. More shots. Boom! Cold dead! Oh my god. Might be one of my favorite hypercharges in the game. It's like, it's so fun. Like, look at it. They have to actively go and kill it, and it still gets value. And look, a new super right there. Just farm supers, farm hypercharges. This is one of the best farming hypercharges in the game. They can't do anything about it because we basically get a 3rd brawler in the game. Now, unfortunately, we're just dying a lot. Like, this is very, very fun. I really hope we can. I'm gonna die pretty soon. Okay, throw the hypercharge in, shoot the 2 shots, get the value, and easy win. Very fun hypercharge. Like, from that gameplay clip, it's the best hypercharge in the game. But trust me, it's not the best. The reason why it was so good there is because the opponents did not kill the turret immediately. But it's really good. It charges so fast. It does lots of damage. It's very scary. Enemies don't like getting hit from 2. So it's a chaotic one that's very fun. One of my favorites. Probably my favorite hypercharge in the game. But now we get to the top 2. Top 2? No, top. top. Wait. What do we have? Okay, what do we have left? We have we did the Otis one, we did the Darryl, we did 8-bit, we did Ruffs, we did this. So now we're on to our best hypercharge in the game. So second was Penny, very good. Definitely pick this up. This is really good, super useful. And now we get to the best hypercharge. How can you get better than Penny? How can you get better? And that's with Stu. And Stu hypercharge is for everyone who loves Stu. Infinitro. Your super can be used for infinitely while hypercharged. Simple as that, very simple. Not to mention, you will always have your super, so you just tap it, boom, 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 spam super. So very fun, very fun. Let's try it out. And this is the best hypercharge. Definitely pick this one up, very useful. We're gonna pair it with the healing star power, just to heal like ridiculous while we're doing our chaining. But very fun. I'm not the greatest Stu player, so don't expect to see some crazy Stu plays. Not like that Penny game, but that'll be fun. Let's see. Very good hypercharge. Stu just charges his super very fast. Stu gets a lot of hits in, which makes him super good, super fun to use. So we're gonna use their speed gear, and let's see if we can get a super. And they decide to all clump. Oh my god. Are these? Okay, so we'll get a hit in. I wanna just try to farm it. So we got a kill there. And we're almost already to the hypercharge. Okay, so we are at the hypercharge. I'm gonna try to find a good time to use it. But basically, during the hypercharge, we'll get infinite nitro. So let's see. And there we go. Team wipe. Team wipe. Because infinite nitro is completely broken because look, we just heal forever. Now, Stu is really good brawler right now, really good. But as you see, this is why it's the best hypercharge. Not only is it very spectacular, very fun, but it's also just really good. Just really, really good. And that was a great gameplay. Look, we'll get play of the game. No, how did we not get play of the game right there? But those are some fun games again. But that's ranking all 6 new hypercharges in the game. Definitely pick up the ones you want. They're all fun this time. I really like the hypercharges this time. But be sure to subscribe, like, and this is the Inquisitor signing off.